My name is Antonia DeLeon, and today I'm going to be giving a speech on the importance of saving for retirement and how to get started. And you have some handouts, you can follow through with that, and I'll point out to some things that I want you to look at throughout the speech. So, according to a survey done by Bankrate Monthly Financial Security Index, only 36% of Americans are not saving for retirement. That means that over a third of adults in America have not even started a retirement savings plan at all. Some people may say that they do not have enough money to spare to save, but there are actually a few creative ways to start saving, and the sooner you start, the better. Social Security will only go so far once you retire, and sometimes it is not nearly enough for your monthly expenses. While doing research for this speech, I have found that the amount of Americans saving to retire is terrifyingly small. So today I'm going to go over a few ways to start a retirement plan and a few ways to save daily. Again, I want to stress that it is very important for you to start as soon as possible to plan for your future and start saving. The younger you start saving, the bigger return you are more liable to get. As you can see in this graph I have up here, you can take a closer look after the speech. The younger you start saving, the more return you get. And this will show you the age range and the percentage of money that you would get. According to an article called Where Should I Save My Money?, the tax-saver retirement accounts such as individual retirement accounts, also known as IRAs, and 401ks are the best places to save for your retirement. Now is the time to start making little changes and sacrifices for your future. Most jobs already offer a 401k, IRA, or a pension plan, and most of the times they will match your contribution to your own 401k for pension. You can also invest your money to get a bigger return. If you do choose to invest, though, be aware to do so cautiously. There can be downturns when you invest, and there may be some losses. There is something called the Target Date Retirement Fund, which will automatically spread out your investment in bonds, stocks, and cash. This is the best way as it protects your investment. There are several ways you can save on a daily basis. If you're planning a shopping trip, make sure to make a list. And whatever you do, stick to your list without exception, no matter how much you think you may need those extra items. Set up an auto deposit from your check to your savings account. Start out small enough that you won't notice the money is missing at first, and gradually increase the amount of auto deposit. Before you know it, you will have a good start to your savings account, and you won't miss the money at all. Keep a budget for monthly expenses, such as your mortgage or your rent, utilities, and so on, and set aside money for weekly miscellaneous items, such as for filling up your tank of gas, entertainment, snacks. Another thing that you can do to save money is to save your change. I know that doesn't sound like it can make a big difference, but usually what I do is if I find a penny on the floor, I'll throw it in the trash. What I've been doing lately is picking up the pennies, instead of throwing them in the trash like when I sweep or when I do laundry, I'll actually put it in a piggy bank now. And actually, I've gotten a pretty big amount of return at the end of the month. So even though you think it doesn't make a big difference, it does. What you can do with that as well, if you want to save it for a month or two or three, and then you can put it in your savings account, or you can use that to have a night out with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or with your children, or with your husband, and that'll also save you some money. Add $1 to a savings jar and double it the next day. I have an example up here of something that I found called the 52-week money challenge. What this is basically every day you add $1. The first day you add $1, the second day you add $2, the third day $3, and so on and so forth for 52 weeks. At the end of this 52-week money challenge, you should have about $1,378. Now, most people would use this, or have suggested should use this as your Christmas shopping budget money. You can even just go ahead and put that in your savings account as well, or a retirement account, and add a little boost to that as well. Another thing that I haven't put up here, but I do want to make sure a lot of people think about, is to have an emergency fund. Now, if, for example, one day your car breaks down, or you have a leaky roof or something like that, you end up putting off the repairment because you don't have money. If you were to do one of these challenges or saving up a certain amount of money every month and putting that aside for that, then you'll always have something that you can go to in case of an emergency. A few important points that I went over throughout the speech was make sure you get on 401k if you don't have one already. Talk about that with your employer. And if you have any questions on how what your limit is to save on that monthly or to put money in towards that as well, they should be able to tell you how much you should be putting in there and by what age you'll have so much money saved and all of that. The main thing that I focused on today was the importance on starting to save and how to save. Plan for your future now. It is very important. Thank you.
Bravo. Good job.